A very good morning to one and all. I'm very happy to have you all here. This is our second presentation where we are going to discuss about marine engineering, and we want you to understand what exactly we have at IMS and what exactly will be good for you from our point of view. And if you have any doubts, as we have already discussed, we can you guys can message or try to convey the message through WhatsApp, maybe through your friend. So then also I will
Question.
able to, or through question answer session you can do it. Okay. So let's start. Hello, my name is Heston Dias, and today you're at IMS, and this webinar is on career guidance. And when we discuss, when we say career guidance, there are different kinds of career opportunities which you have. I've also done my B mechanical from PCC, done my GME from IMS in 2007 batch. I passed out and joined Anglo Eastern. I've sailed as a third engineer on bulk carriers. I've also done tanker. I've also sailed on chemical tankers. And later I joined as a faculty in 2017. I teach a lot of subjects, and I'm happy to have you all here today. Okay. Now, I'm sure most of you are just about to pass, maybe waiting for the results, or some of you might have already got the results, and you might be thinking about your future, or some of you might have already decided about marine engineering, or might have decided something else. So your plans, whatever are there, if you have not decided yet, you might also think of doing some kind of job search, or you might have some other options also. You can say some of you might be thinking for a government job, or some of you might be thinking about a private job. Now, getting a government job is difficult. It is a okay option, but many a times finding a job for everyone is difficult. Private jobs, sometimes you don't like the timing, you don't like the salary, you're not happy about it. Sometimes you are. Okay, it all depends. It's difficult to find your kind of a job which is there. Then we also have possibilities of jobs in foreign countries. Now here again depends on connections and finding the proper agent. Many a times you have to be careful that the agent might not cheat you. Another good option I would say
Correct.
is you can have your own business, but then again it requires a lot of commitment. You can go for higher studies again. Now in this case I had mentioned about diploma, but for you also, if you want to do masters, if you want to do MBA, that also requires a lot of extra efforts. And then the question comes again, after upgrading yourself, is your salary what you're going to get? Is it making a huge difference or not? And whether are you finding the jobs in the proper field which you're going to upgrade yourself? So those questions should also be considered. Then the last option which I have brought for you is merchant shipping. It is a GME course for degree boys who have done come after degree, and it's a 2-year course for whichever students who have come after diploma. Now most of you are here from GME for GME course, so I would say for you the concept will be only of 1 year, and after your degree in mechanical engineering you just have to do 1 year GME course. Okay. So now why marine engineering? Most of the important thing is in life we all have dreams. It might be a big house, it might be a good car, it might be a bike, and it might be also traveling the globe. Now, who doesn't love to have a big car? In this photograph, you can see one of our ex-students uh, who had come during COVID, and you can see the mask on all the students' face. Why we have clicked this photograph is sometimes people might promise you big things, but it might not be possible. But in this case, it is possible provided you have your focus and you have your dedication towards it. Okay. Same way we had some of the students visiting us with their bikes, fancy bikes, and I'm sure most of you will love the bikes which are there, or which you might be having as a dream bike which you might be thinking to buy. Now many a times these dreams are difficult with jobs which we have here, but with marine engineering it is possible. Now in this case, here another profile which I'm trying to show you, and He likes a lot of traveling, he likes doing a lot of vacations. But it all depends on you. I'm not saying that you have to do it, but what I'm trying to say is it depends on what you want to do, what's your passion, what you like. And in your area you also have a lot of marine engineers, and you might be also knowing. If you don't know, you can find out. That's a thing which I'm trying to tell you all, and that's the reason I'm showing you these profiles. I'm not trying to show you too many things because I don't want to take a lot of time. Now, I have shown you this is just for you to find out. If there is anyone who doesn't know much about marine engineering, can go and find out about marine engineering. So that's the idea which I want to put in your mind, that you at least go and find out. Okay. Now here I have shown some salary comparison. The first slot which you can see is of a TME or a junior engineer, which is there. And here what actually happens is you will have a salary ranging from around $400 to maybe $1,000, you can say. So if you convert it depending upon the dollar rate, it could be around 25,000 to, let's say, 70,000 per month. But we are not going to join, or you are not going to join for this. This is just a starting stipend kind of a salary. You are working as a trainee, so it's like a stipend. So you don't actually join marine engineering for this. You join for this, for the chief engineer's post. But you have to grow for that. You don't have to, you will not directly be going as a chief engineer, but you'll be working yourself, you'll be answering exams, and you'll reach to the position of chief engineer, where you'll be getting a salary of around 9,000 to $18,000 per month. Now the variation which is there is dependent on your experience, is dependent on your type of ship, is dependent on which company you are sailing. So that is the reason the variation is there. And obviously with dollar rate, your salary could vary up from 6.5 to 13 lakhs per month. Now I feel people from your area have a lot of idea about marine engineering. So I will not again not take too much time in understanding, going into it. So let's discuss what is a ship and what is marine engineering. Now, ship is the reason why we have all the things. Almost 80% of cargo or your goods are carried over by a ship. So all your things, you can say, in a container ship you can get all possible things. Tanker is the one where you get all your crude oil, your petrol, whatever you're putting in your bikes and cars. Here we can have LNG carriers. Now, what kind of job you will have? What will be a job? You know, job is a simple job. It is not like we have some sci-fi job. It is a job on monitoring parameters, identifying problems, checking your machine, finding out how you're going to what is wrong with the machine, then doing maintenance. And also some part of planning is also involved. Involving planning is very important, because the better you can plan, the better job you can do, and more rest you can have. So that's the idea about what kind of a job. Now at start, I showed you all the big picture. I showed you all that you can become a chief engineer, and now we'll try to see how you can become a chief engineer. This is the ladder. Now let's say if you have done degree, and let's say some of them have done diploma. Even though some of you, even though no one might be here, but you can always tell your friends who might be doing diploma, or whom you know that he has planned or started doing diploma. You can also suggest him this career option. That's the reason I'm showing you everything. So let's see if you have done degree or diploma. If you have done degree, you will come and do a 1 year GME course. Now, if you have done diploma, what you'll do? You'll do a 2 year GME DME course. Okay. Now, after that, you have something called the party exemption for GME guys. Why? Because they have already done degree. And people who have not done degree will have some party exam. Now, in the party exam, what is there? It is just some engineering subjects which they have missed. It's not that difficult. Again, it is done in MMD. Okay. Then you require to sail for around 6 months. That is a requirement. But most of the companies will tell you to sail for 9 months, or some companies might tell you to sail two contracts. Okay. Now this is the time when you sail as a TMA or a junior engineer. Okay. The salary which I showed you earlier. Then after sailing and after coming down, you do some modular courses, you do some operational level courses, and then you can answer MEO class 4 part B exam. Okay. After you have answered MEO class 4 part B exam, you have to do at least 12 months sailing, okay, to prepare for next exam. But most of the companies, after 12 to 18 months of sailing, you get promoted from fourth engineer to third engineer. Okay. Now, either you can, as you complete your 12 months, you can directly go for your next exam, or you can wait, and maybe after 18 months or some after you collect some amount of money, you can go for your next exam. And for that, you'll have to do some preparatory courses and some upgradation courses, and then you answer your MEO class 2 examination. Now, after you have cleared that, with some experience, company will promote you as a second engineer. Then again another few months of experience, around 12 to 24 months. Now this depends. This is also counting the earlier time. Okay, so if just 12 months, then plus 12 earlier, so 24 it becomes. So then you can plan or prepare for your next exam, that is MEO class 1 exam. You give that exam, and then again you are promoted as a chief engineer. While promotion, company, it will depend company to company, because they want to look at your profile, they want to look at your experience, they want to see how well was your performance. So accordingly, they will give you promotion as a chief engineer. Okay. Now, where to start? Now, where to start is where we come into picture. That is IMS, Institute of Maritime Studies. We have been here since 1997. Okay, so we have a vast experience. We are approved by Digi Shipping. We are rated as the A1 grade. We also come under the society, and we have ISO certification of 9001 2015. And because we come under a society, we have certain governing council members. And those governing council members include one of the top industrialists from Goa. And we also have MPT, we also have Dempo Group, also have GSL, Goa Shipyard Limited. We also have Malil Electrical Agencies. Now, some of these people are also helping us in our training. And that is where our students go for training. And you get an experience of an industry level, experience of a proper machines which are running in the industry. So that kind of experience you're getting just because of your governing council members. Then in our governing council members, we also have some shipping companies. Now imagine this. You are studying, and then when you pass out, you go to the company industry, let's say normal industry, and you realize you don't, whatever you can see there are not, were never thought for you. You never knew about those things. Now, if those companies could give you feedback right from the start while your course was going on, they could have tweaked your course. They could have taught you things which are presently there in the industry. And because of this being, because we have shipping companies in our governing council, they give us feedback, they give us ideas, they tell us which technology to teach, they tell us which things to look further. So it's very, very advantageous for us. Now, in 1 year pre-C course, who can join? Whoever has done mechanical engineering, yes. Whoever has done mechanical automobile, yes. Whoever has done mechanical electronics, mechanical automation. The key word here has to be mechanical first. Okay. Same way, naval architecture. Anyone who has done naval architecture and ocean engineering, naval architecture and shipbuilding, again the key word is naval architecture has to be the first word. And also, some of them who have done marine engineering can join IMS in a JME course. Now, for DME course, who can join? This is a 2-year course, remember. Now, for this, there is a vast number of options. Now, many of your friends might not be aware that for diploma course, people who have done not just mechanical, but also shipbuilding, electrical, marine, electrical and electronics engineering students can join, especially electrical and electronics. Now, these are the students who are not aware that they can join ship. Most of the time they might be thinking of just doing ETO course, which is not that, with which you can just rise to a level of, if we compare the salary, it is just up to the level of third engineer. But if you do a DME course, then you can go up to a level of a chief engineer, and chief engineer salary is much higher than an ETO. And if you want, you can find out about this online also. Okay, so this is the best option for diploma guys. Now, what are the requirements? These are requirements given by the DG. Requirements are what? Maximum age is 28 years, minimum marks degree final year 50%, and marks in English 50%. Candidate has to be citizen of India, should be medically fit, psychometric evaluation test. Now, these are the requirements which are given by DG shipping. When I say 50%, doesn't mean everyone will be selected, will be 50%. Most of the time, because of the tough competition, people who are selected are slightly higher. But then again, if you have performed well, if you have some other good qualities, you might also be preferred than others. Every year, our course starts on 1st December, and the fees might slightly vary. You will have to go to the website and check the fees, and some of it are, and which the fees include everything. You don't have to require anything. The hostel charges, your uniform, your boiler suits, your safety shoes, or everything inclusive, everything except the part that if you want to travel outside, you want to move around on Saturday evening, the city leave which is there, or Sundays when you have to go out and do something, maybe those things you will have to spend on your own. Rest everything is covered, even the travel which is there from your from IMS to the different places where training is conducted. Okay. How you can manage? You can manage this fees by finding what kind of loans you have available in your area. Otherwise, most of the banks in Vasco are providing. So if you have any kind of, you just go and find out from your area what is good for you. So try to find out, and then only you can decide. Don't decide first only. Okay. Now, we don't guarantee everyone's employment, but most of the students get placed either before, during, or we always try to help them after the course. What are the candidates? What companies are looking into candidates? They should be proficient in English, good aptitude, good attitude, and willing to learn. Currently, these are the companies which IMS students are placed. You want to check the list, you can go on our website also, and we have structured it very nicely with respect to every batch wise. So you can go there and check the list where our students are getting placed. Okay. This is the placement record till November 2022, which we have taken, I mean, the total sum. So those are the companies which have done very well. And okay, the specialty about IMS training is workshop training. It is afloat training where we have afloat training where our students or cadets can go and visit ships, and they can see the ships and they can learn on board. They get a chance to. Then we have special laboratories also. We have especially, we can say, high voltage laboratory, virtual reality laboratory, simulator training. Simulator training is the one which we are adding recently. We keep adding every year new simulators. Now, what is the idea on that? The basic concept is whatever machines which are there, whatever systems which are there on board, those systems to teach, the best way is to simulate and teach them, and that is done with the help of simulators. Okay. Then other things which are done: communication skills, personality development, table manners, internal counseling, mentoring chief by chief engineers. Lot of things are done by IMS, like technical seminars. Additionally, communication skills, personality development, all the things which are required are done. This is one of the photograph which was taken the first time. Now many a times we have been happening this kind of a scenario where all our engineers were from IMS, and this was sent by the company. So that's the reason I'm showing you this. So the idea behind showing this is to make you understand where is the reach. Now what I'll do, these are the details about IMS. Before we before we start taking any of your questions, I will just try to show you all. I will just try to show you all how to go and search. Now, simple thing what you can do is go on IMS. Oh, sorry, go on Google, search for IMS Goa, and the first thing which you'll get is this IMS website, imsgoa.org. Now here you go. You go to admissions, and then first thing what I will say, don't go for apply, go for admission informations. Now in this, here you'll get all the details: your eligibility, your course duration, your course commencement, fees, everything. You just keep scrolling down, Read through it properly. Okay? Go through it very well. Don't just skip it. Everything what is required is mentioned here. Okay? Everything, when I say everything, almost everything is mentioned. You go through this very well. Okay? After you have gone through this, then you go to apply page. Now once you go to apply page, now you can see there are two steps here, step 1, step 2. Okay? Step 1 is doing the payment for the application form which you have to do. Okay? And second step is the is filling the form. So first you have to go and do online payment, then you go here and do the go for the filling. Okay. Now before you start filling, what you can do, you can scroll down slightly below and you'll find all the details over here. Click on this. So this will open a sheet which will tell you what are the details which are required to be filled inside the form. So what you can do, you can go to the list and find out what is required. You can keep it ready and then you can go and click on this and then you can start filling the form. Okay. Suppose let's say you don't have any certificate, or right now let's say the SAMET certificate is not available. What you do? You write down results awaited. Okay. So like that you keep filling all your details and then you will get a email about your, first of all you'll get an email first when you do the payment. After the payment you will get one SMS or some payment receipt you'll get. So that number has to be entered also in your application form. So after you have done the application form, then you will get a mail where you will get your details, when will you have the exams, and you have to answer the exam. For exam, I would say you will have to prepare which topics. Okay, you want to prepare some topics maybe. Then I would say just marine you can prepare. Okay, material and workshop, refrigeration and air conditioning, diesel engine, fluid mechanics, hydraulics, thermodynamics, thermal engineering, engineering mechanics, electrical, marine, and basics. Okay, all these things you can prepare for your entrance exam and interview. Okay, now with this I have finished everything. If you still have any kind of doubts, you can let me know. We can discuss right now. We can just go through Q&A and SMS here. Okay, I have opened the Q&A. So last message is of Dakshalali. So if any doubts you have, even if you found this presentation okay, first of all you can answer something there. So I will come to know that my presentation has been reaching you nicely. Anyone is having any doubts, any questions? I've Daksh was telling me that you have been sitting in a groups. So even if it is in a group, you can just send a message. No problem. I will read and if you have any difficulties, a message to Daksh and he can WhatsApp me. Okay. You guys can raise the hands if the presentation you have understood everything. Yeah, thank you. That's nice. Okay, so we have some lot of hands raising. Any question, any silly question? Don't worry about whether the question could be silly or something like that. Look, many a times what you feel it looks silly, might be very helpful for someone else. Just a while back, I had got a message from Pragnan, 20 GME batch. I think he also did from your college. So he also was very happy when he came to know that I'm going to give my presentation over here. How many batches per year? We have The question which is asked is how many batches. We have just one batch per year, but in that batch we divide it into, while doing admission we have only one batch, but then we divide them into two batches. So since we have 80 seats, when you will be having classes, the batches will be made as 40-40. Okay, so technically saying we have two batches, but admission process is of one only. Okay, so it is not like done separately. I hope, Patel, I have answered your query. Any other? If you still have any doubts, anyone is not able to find out where the Q&A is there, can message to someone else. When will the admission process start? Admission process has already started. Our application form is already online. Many people have already applied. You also can apply even though your results are not yet come. Make sure you apply, answer the exam. Okay. One more thing I'll tell you all, avoid doing any kind of cheating, because if that is detected, it is not very good, because even though the question everything is online, we have a thorough way of checking. Okay. Any other question? Anyone else wants to ask something? Daksh, you can just ask in your group if everyone is happy about the presentation, and if any questions are still left. You can apply for sponsorship before going to the institute, but the thing is that I would like to clarify when it comes to sponsorship. Sponsorship means you apply to a particular company and they send us a letter that yes, I will hire or I will take this boy afterwards. So now what has happened is, earlier we used to take from any companies. Now it is dependent on director whether which company it is. So we take it from a good reputed companies we are taking, and the letter should come from the company itself. If you have given a letter through some chief engineer or something else, we might not accept it. But if you have given a letter from the, if the letter comes from the company itself, we are accepting it. Okay, so when you have sponsorship, we give preference for those students. Yes, because obviously it is like the company itself is putting you here. Okay. Any other questions you want to ask? Daksh, I want to ask you if you whether I have my PPT and my presentation has covered all the doubts and queries which you had. Just send a message in your group and find out if we have covered everything or I have covered everything, and if we have done, or if anyone wants to ask any more questions, they can message you, and you can message me or message put it here. It will be better. Thank you. Okay. Sorry about the fact that we could not switch on the chat and other things. We had set this up long back. We don't know what exactly went wrong, but this is just done. The setting was selected because it we did not have any kind of mics which were going on by mistake. So that's the reason we had selected that kind of option, but we did not know what actually went, other things which went out of control. Okay. So thank you for being patiently and listening to me, and I hope every one of you will apply, and you will also tell other students and other friends of yours who are there who might be also doing diploma about this course. Okay, to at least give a thought. Thank you. So I think we'll end the presentation here. Okay, and thank you Om Patel and thank you Daksh Tandel for connecting. with all the students. Thank you a lot. Thanks a lot.